Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and today I want to show you what my current setup is for the month of May. So let me bring everything out here and show you guys. I'm not using all of this, but this is what I have. And I'm sorry about the glare. My lighting is really weird today. I don't have my overhead light on because it glares way too much on the iPad, so I have that off. But here's the big Behemoth A5 that has all the big picture plans in here when I need to write things out. That is in here. And I have talked about this before in my last video where I talked about my A5 and my Hobonichi. Then I have my Hobonichi Cousin. And this is just my record keeper, memory keeper, that type of thing. I come in and I write notes on everything that's been going on. And I'm a little bit behind in this book, but that's okay. I'll catch it up when I get a chance. So these two I do not use consistently. I only use them as needed, so I don't really consider them planners. They're more like project books and a memory keeper. So that's those two. Then I have my Webster's Pages and Traveler's Notebook. And in here I have my old Hobonichi Weeks. And I'm doing this as a gratitude log now here. And I have my art journal, which is in this Midori or Traveler's Company 013 book. And I was doing some journaling in the mornings as part of my Miracle Morning in here. And then I'm just going to come in and cover that stuff up with things to journal about in here. And I will do another Journal With Me video. I have quite a few of these on the channel if you want to check those out on these spreads here. So that is this book. So this book does double duty as a journal and art journal or diary, memory keeper, scrapbook, whatever you want to call it. And that's pretty much all that's in here with my inserts, keeping, you know, just little mementos and pictures and that type of thing. I also stuck in this bullet journal that I was using with my Hobonichi Weeks because I'm not using it right now. I do have the cover on cover on here, and this is for the weeks, but it fits on here, so I just stuck it in there. I will be pulling this out if I decide to put my Hobonichi Weeks back into a traveler's notebook so that I have that with it. So that is what is in my traveler's notebook. The only things that I'm using every day, all the time, are these two, which is my Hobonichi Weeks. And this is a brand new one that I got. It is a spring version. And my iPad. So I will go over how I'm using each one of these next. This Hobonichi Weeks goes in my purse. I just throw it in there. I usually close it with a hairband like this. And then I stick my phone there so that I have all this together. And this is my wallet and my planner and my phone, and it's all right here in one little package. This wallet insert I purchased on Amazon. I've gone over it before. It has several pockets on both sides. It has this back pocket here and then inside pockets where I keep just notes or cards or things, and on this side I keep cash, and I keep all of my cards. So this is all I really need when I go out. But I decided to go ahead and get a spring version of the Weeks from Hobonichi because I did not end up liking the way that I had my other one set up. There was too much stuff in the notes section that I wasn't really using, and I felt like I needed to keep it updated and in sync with other things, and it was causing me stress. So most of the stuff that I had in my notes section ended up being moved over into Google Keep, so I have it on my phone and on my computer and on my iPad. Those are like the list of movies to watch, TV shows to watch, my big overall to-do list, you know, the master to-do list, blog post I want to write, things that were better off being handled in a list format that I could access very easily, and I didn't have to keep rewriting it into new planners. So that is all in Keep, and I can access it, like I said, from any device, which is great. So my weeks, I just right now, keep my overall appointments, that type of thing, in the monthly section. And on the weeks, I'm kind of figuring out how I want to use it. I have some weeks that were not used that I might fill in with notes here. But since this goes with me, I will put in my overall weekly task here. My habit tracker is in here, and I don't have that anywhere else right now. Grocery list here because I keep this with me, so I go ahead and I write it out. Sometimes I may put the grocery list in Google Keep. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. And in my notes section, I have absolutely nothing written down yet. I have a bent page. I have nothing written down. I do have some little stickies with ideas on what I want to put there, but I haven't written anything in yet because I haven't been using this very much. I have been using my iPad. If you've watched my digital plan with me videos, you'll see how I've been using that, and I'll go over that real quickly and do like a basic review of how I'm using my digital planner on my iPad. So here's my iPad, and I pretty much have everything organized into folders here. And I can do a separate what's on my iPad video, but mostly the things that I use all the time are down here. And I have 3 note-taking apps that I use pretty consistently, which are OneNote, Metamoji Note, and GoodNotes. Now, I was using my planner in Metamoji Notes because to me it's just much more user-friendly. But for practical purposes, I started using GoodNotes, and I will show you why. I have GoodNotes right here, and I bought it when it was on sale for like $2.99, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So I have my planners, things are in categories here. You have your different categories. So these are all in the planner section, but this is my planner right here. These are just templates that I have that I show and demonstrate and get pictures from. But this is my planner, and this is the one that's available in the store, in the shop, in the Etsy shop. I just started in GoodNotes in May, so I don't really have anything from before, but I do have monthly calendars, and this is the weekly, the vertical weekly with the times in it. So I do all of my time tracking here. I put in my top 3 for the day here and just any other little notes and decorate with my stickers and such on here, because you can add all that onto a digital planner just over and over and over. Once you have the files, the image files or PDF files, then you can just use them over and over and you don't have to pay for them again. So it's much more cost effective. And you can erase and redesign any way that you want to. So this is great. You don't have to worry about carrying a million pens around with you because you can use all the different pen colors that are built into it. But I did add in my time chunking section here. This is more of the Erin Condren style of layout with the combined weekend over here, because visually I like to see my week like this. Right now, this is working much better for me, being able to plot things out this way. So I just have it set up in AM and PM here and notes at the bottom where I can keep little notes. And then I also did add in a page for just daily note taking because I was doing it more bullet journal style at the beginning of the week. And then I added in this sheet because this just makes me think better. So I went ahead and I did that. But the good thing about GoodNotes, see, this goes through, it has each week. And then we come into June. So this is kind of how it goes. And if you are familiar with GoodNotes, you can hit this here. And all of your pages show up here. And what I do is at the very last section is like the extras. And you can just copy one of these pages and paste it into wherever you want up here in the planner to add pages in between the weeks for whatever you need to have notes for or whatever it is that you're working on. So the reason I switched to GoodNotes is there's 2 reasons. Even though working with images is a little more difficult in GoodNotes than it is in Metamoji Note, but there are a lot more pen choices and as far as the colors and that type of thing in GoodNotes. But the two reasons that I switched are because the way that I designed the planners, these tabs are interactive. They actually work. They have links built into them. And the only app that I'm familiar with right now that allows those tabs to work, unless you're using it like in Adobe, I believe it might work in Adobe, is this GoodNotes. It does not work in Memoji Notes. You just have to be sure that you click this no pin option at the top, and then the tabs work. That takes you to January. This will take you to tab 2. That's the way that this works. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because you can add bookmarks. Down here when it has the thumbnails where it brings up all your pages, you can go to bookmarks and you can put in bookmarks. So if you're familiar with bullet journaling and having an index, this could act as your index. You could be over here, let's see, writing in a bullet journal style and have notes on a particular topic that you want to remember in the future. So you would just go here to your bookmarks, add a bookmark, type it in, and this way you just go to your bookmarks and it takes you right where you want to go. So that is the major reason, or two major reasons why I went ahead and switched to GoodNotes. So this is what I'm using every day all the time. And now that I have the bookmark feature, I can keep more notes in the back in my tabs section and not worry about losing the notes or not being able, to reference them in the future when I needed that information. Now, what I do with these once they're done, like say this week had been filled out and I'm on to the next week now, then what I usually do is I export it, just the current page, as an image file, and then I send it somewhere like OneNote or Evernote to keep a backup copy of each page as I'm done with it. So when like the month of May is finished, I will do the same thing and send it somewhere else so that I can archive all of this information. And then at the end of the year, when the entire planner is done, I can archive the entire planner altogether. So that just makes a lot of sense for me too. And that's much easier than snapping a picture, hoping it turns out well, and then sending it to Evernote or to OneNote. So this is what I'm using. Like I said, I write out everything I'm doing during the day, put in my top 3, and then here's where I put in all of my tasks and particular events for the week where I can visually see it, what needs to happen in the morning, what afternoon or evening, and notes down at the bottom. And you can separate that any way that you choose. But this is a layout that's in the Erin Condren Happy Planner type of planner. This one is separate. This is a vertical timed planner. So this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm using when I'm at home. I really don't take this out with me. It stays at the house. I can, if I was using Memoji Notes, I could have been able to access my planner on my phone, but I'm not. I do not have an iPhone, so I'm not able to access any of this file there. But I do back all of this up into my Google Drive so that if anything happens, I have my backup file that I can restore. So I'm using this to make all of my plans now and do my planning. And I'm using my Hobonichi Weeks to take around with me to the store and wherever it is that I go. I just throw it in my purse when I'm leaving the house. And if I'm just going somewhere real quick, I don't even have to take my purse. I can just grab this with my phone and go. So if y'all have any questions about any of this, just put it below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You guys have a great day and I'll see you next time.